They would gratefully accept your offer, but the Amish want to organize their living standards and lifestyle in a way that incentivizes them to have lots of children. And this brings us to perhaps the most interesting part of this Amish documentary, and that is their population growth and their actual fertility and birth rates. The Amish believe that demographics is destiny, and thus they are pronatalists. They see children as an incredible gift from God, and that the community will raise together. And because of these pronatalist beliefs, the Amish have indirectly organized an environment and lifestyle that not only incentivizes them to have children, but forces them to have children to survive. Now, fertility rates vary between the states, and even across the Amish settlements. Typically, the more traditional the settlement, the greater the rejection of modern technology, and thus the higher fertility rate. Before I share their fertility rates, I want you to understand the Amish's worldview. Look at the Amish's worldview like this. Before innovations such as the automated farming equipment, washing machines, automated cow milking machines, dishwashers, without all of that increased efficiency and productivity, you had to have a lot of children to survive, to work the farm, to do the chores, and most importantly, to look after you when you were elderly, as there were no government retirement programs such as Social Security to rely on. But with increased farming innovations and farming equipment, the amount of people needed to work a farm and survive dramatically decreased. If an Amish couple were to adopt a washer and drying machine, a dishwasher, modern-day farming equipment, electricity, automobiles, and cell phones, this would greatly increase their efficiency, but greatly reduce the amount of manual working hours required in a day. And suddenly, having 8 kids would result in lazy children who don't work, and thus not cooperate through struggle, opting instead for non-stop, day-long iPad use. But if the Amish couple can resist these more productive and efficient devices, they have a more practical reason for having lots of children, other than simply a love for them. The Amish are not anti-technology per se. They just value familial social cooperation through hard work and struggle over efficiency and productivity. Another way the Amish have indirectly incentivized themselves to have children is by not contributing to nor collecting from Social Security, which was upheld by the US Congress in 1965. Instead of relying on the government, the elderly and disadvantaged Amish rely on their children and community. Think about it like this. The Amish live a life knowing that there is going to be absolutely no safety net for them when they are too old to work, which incentivizes them to have lots of children. Because the fewer children an Amish couple has, the fewer caretakers they will have to look after them when they are too old. Okay, so a population needs a fertility rate of 2.1 to replace itself, and anything over 2.1 causes natural growth of that population. Because the Amish have a fertility rate far above the replacement level of 2.1, as we will see shortly, they have seen a huge increase in their population. This pronatalism has brought the Amish population from about 1,500 in the 18th century to over 336,000 as of 2019. The Amish population increased from 125,000 in 1992 to 336,000 in 2019. That's a 167% increase. Now compare that number to the entire United States population increase of 28% over the same time. The Amish population grew 6 times faster than the United States population between 1992 and 2019. Okay, so now for the actual Amish fertility rates. In 2004, 2 researchers, Thomas Myers and Stephen Nolt, published a book called An Amish Patchwork, where they revealed the fertility rates of numerous Amish communities inside the state of Indiana. In Kokomo, they wrote that the fertility rate was 6 children per family household. In the Elkhart and LaGrange counties, it was 7 children. In both Allen County and Davies County, the average number was 8. And in Adams County, Indiana, the average fertility rate was 9 children per couple. This was far higher than the United States average fertility of 2.05. However, more recently in 2018, the demographer Lyman Stone wrote an interesting article titled, "How Long Until We're All Amish?" To overcome the lack of data regarding the modern fertility rates of the Amish communities, he instead found the fertility rates of household couples that 1. Spoke Pennsylvania Dutch, which is the language exclusively used by the Amish, and secondly, number 2, no phone in the household. Using data sets of surveys and censuses from the IPUMS, Stone found that these two added filters increased the fertility rate dramatically. Households that spoke Pennsylvania Dutch and also had no phones in their household had an average fertility rate between 6 to 7 births per woman across America. As Stone wrote, that's genuinely remarkable, and that does not include twinning. That's just the delivery count. Looking at the Amish fertility rates, if the entire American Amish community were its own country, it would have one of the highest fertility rates in the world. However, apart from the high fertility rate of the Amish, another variable is in play as well. These are the retention rates of the youth for every religion in America. However, Pew Research did not include the Amish, a Christian sect, who, according to PBS, has a retention rate of between 85 and 90%. So this high retention rate, meaning those who return from Rumspringa and get baptized into the church, combined with a very high fertility rate, made an Amish population explosion inevitable, becoming an increasingly powerful political force, which we will talk about shortly. But you can see, by avoiding modern technology, the Amish have increased the workload needed to survive, forcing themselves to have many children, which also increases the struggle that the family will have to overcome through cooperation. The Amish believe that families in the community should work and struggle together, and rely on their communities instead of their government. This was a clip from my Amish documentary. If you liked it, please like this video, subscribe to our channel, and share this video. The link for this documentary is in the description below, where I go over the Amish's fertility rates, their views on technology, the Amish education, the leisure activity, and so much more.